welcome back to my channel. My past life as a flight attendant, and I'm gonna actually take a break this week. Instead of giving you a specific story, I'm gonna kind of explain what life is like as a flight attendant for you, because I realize it's a lifestyle that a lot of people don't understand, and unless you got someone super close to you who is a flight attendant, and even then, I don't know if you can truly understand unless you are one. It is not just a job. It's not just a career. It is legitimately a lifestyle. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So what is a flight attendant? What does that mean to be a flight attendant? It means saying, I'm so sorry I can't go to that, I'm on a trip. I'm so sorry I can't go to that, I'm on a trip. I'm so sorry I can't go to that, I'm on a trip. It's trying to get time off and bid for it a couple months in advance. And then when bids come out for the next month, you go, I'm sorry, I'm on a trip. And if you really, really, really want it off, you can try to pay someone exorbitant amounts of money to take your trip so that you can get that time off. It is missing a lot of birthdays. It's missing nearly every holiday because you are going to be on a trip, and being okay with that. You just have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the fact that this is a different life. You have your home life, and then you have your flight life, and it's just different. Your flight crew becomes your family in a sense. You may have never met this person that you just stepped on the plane with, your other flight crew members, but they are now your family for the next however many days. That's just the way it is. And you go from strangers to best friends, sometimes in a matter of hours. It just happens that way. So that's kind of a little bit of a backstory. I kind of want to go in as well and explain my own experience. First off, I'm just going to preface it with, this is my personal experience. Everyone's experience as a flight crew member is going to be different. And my experience is coming from somebody who is an outgoing extrovert. So this experience is going to be different from somebody who is an outgoing introvert. And I'm only giving those two categories because most flight attendants fall under one of those two things. If you may be introverted, but you're going to be outgoing if you're a flight attendant. I'm just saying. Otherwise, you will not make it. Very likely. Exceptions, of course, to every rule, but you likely will not make it. So this is my personal feelings, my personal experience. But every flight crew member can agree, this is a lifestyle. And you kind of have to balance these two lives. And it can be really hard at times, but it's really rewarding and it's so exciting. And I have so many memories as a flight attendant, and that will carry me through the rest of my life. So many fun times of just going to the airport and with a friend or my husband now, and going to the airport and just going, where do we want to go? We have 5 days off. Let's see what flights are open, and then just hop on a flight. Done that. I have done that, and it's been a blast to do that. And so there are so many perks, so many memories and experiences. This job is all about experiences. It is so culturing. It's giving you different types of food I never knew existed. When I go to a new place, it's like I am ordering something I have never had in my life, because that's what you do when you're traveling. And you travel a lot, so you get a lot of new experiences. And this almost sounds like I wish I was going back. I also want to say I do not want to go back. And I will kind of explain a little bit of why and where I'm coming from with not wanting to go back to this, because for me, it was a wonderful season, but it was just that. It was a season of almost 9 years, but it was a season that is difficult right now. It was getting more and more difficult, I will say. So first, let's go back, rewind to when I was single, and about half my time as a flight attendant was spent as a single person and the other half as a married person. So I'm just going to kind of go into, as a single person, the job was amazing. I was 26 years old, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, want to experience everything. You're not guaranteed your base when you get out of flight school. You find out what your base, you can try to bid for it, but you find out what your base is. And I was thrilled because my base was going to be Medford, which I had asked for because I had found out that the friend I made, Katie, in flight school, she was also going to be Medford, wanting to be Medford based because she was from Medford. So we both got to be Medford based, which I was super stoked about. Never tried to change bases because I loved it there and had a great old time. And so you're not guaranteed your base. But to me, that was almost like, whatever, I'll go where I go. And it was told that Medford had the best flights as well, the best trips. So that was also a bonus. So anyway, I'm young and excited about this new career, having all these new experiences. I will say something though that goes along with being in this career, whether you're married or you're single, you're likely going to experience loneliness at some point. Yes, it's amazing when you're on your layovers with your crews doing new things. These are like people who were strangers and now they're your best friends and you're making all these fun memories. But then there's the times where you get slam clickers. We call them slam clickers because you go to the hotel room and you slam the door and it clicks, right? The lock clicks. So we call them slam clickers when they just go straight to their room and you don't see them again for the whole rest of the layover. So if you want to do something, you do it on your own, or you spend the time in your room or down at the restaurant in the hotel or whatever. And you spend a lot of time in a hotel room and you can be really lonely, especially because this job attracts outgoing people, right? So here I am, this people person, and nobody wants to do anything. So I'm stuck in my hotel room feeling really, really, really lonely. It's no wonder that some years ago, there was a gal flight attendant on a layover in a hotel who threw herself out the window. People should be aware that this job is very lonely, and it's heartbreaking that someone would go to that extreme, but I believe it because I know how lonely it can be. And there's times that you're going between flights. You may have a 2-hour break, 3 or 4 hour break between flights. And so you're in the airport and say it might be over dinner. You want to go get dinner with your crew or lunch or coffee or just hang out with your crew so you have something to do. And as a single person, this was always the gamble of, are they going to want to hang out or are they going to go scatter and do their own thing? And it was always mildly irritating when they would, as soon as we land, pick up their phones and call their spouses because they had significant others to call and I did not. And so I would just be sitting as watching the clock tick by, waiting for this layover to be over, sitting by myself while everyone else was talking on the phone with their lovers. And there I was, hating being single at the time. Because when you're with your crew, yeah, they could have been strangers, but now they're your best friends and you're chatting it up, having a great old time, and 2 or 3 hours goes by like that and you're on your next flight. Woohoo. So that was sometimes really annoying as a single person. And then shifting real quick, then as a married person, I quickly realized that I became that mildly irritating person as soon as we landed, and I quick grabbed my phone to either listen to messages from Kevin or call him if he was available or message him. And I was realizing I had become that person. But it's because your life, you feel like that's your connection to your, may I say, real life, and is through your loved ones, is through that telephone. And yes, the crew is fun, and yes, it's fun to hang out with them and talk to them, but I needed that lifeline. I needed to talk to Kevin. I needed to nurture that relationship because I am not home right now and needed that escape even from being away. And so that was interesting when I realized the tables had turned and I'd become that person. So I will say when we first got married, this job, I was a little worried. Is it going to be fun still? Like, is it going to be fun being away? I'm a newlywed person. Is it going to be fun? Oh my word, it was amazingly fun. So much fun because my husband would come with me once a month on trips all the way up until COVID. And he would just either look at my trips for the month and go, I want to go there, or we'd check out open time and go pick that trip up. And we'd go places. He'd just hop on a plane with me, and we made so many memories in those first few years of marriage, trying new places and doing new things together. And I really, really appreciated that. It was an amazing time. And I loved it. And even when he wasn't with me, everywhere I went was a place that I might bring him. So even if I'm making fun memories with the crew, I kept thinking, ooh, Kevin would love this. Or next time I come, I'm going to have to bring Kevin. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'd be so excited. And it was fun. It was amazing. And then COVID hit. And as we all know, that changed a lot of stuff. And he didn't go on another trip with me. And he couldn't be in the hotel van. He would have had to get his own Uber or Lyft to a hotel. And I remember hearing one person's spouse did that, and one of our hotels was like 40 minutes away, and she's like, yeah, he paid $90 one way to get to the hotel. I'm like, oh, so much for a free vacation. So anyway, so yeah, Kevin stopped coming, and it got lonelier and lonelier and lonelier for me being alone and knowing he's not coming for the indefinite future. And he got an amazing promotion at work, and it was more demanding. And so even if he wanted to come, he really couldn't come. So it changed from being this carefree lifestyle to being something I started to dread, going to work and being gone, because I kept getting 4-day trips, and I was gone for 4 days here and 4 days there. And it was just so many 4-day trips. I preferred being gone like 1 or 2 days than 4 day, 4 day, 4 day. I'm like, ah. Anyway, it just became harder and harder as a married person without him being able to come with me. So it definitely, and it's a whole story in itself of how I decided to quit flying, but that's for another video. But this video, I just want to share that it was time, and it was so exciting while it lasted. But after the fact, I look back with fond memories, but I have such compassion for people who are feeling lonely in this career, because it is very, very lonely, and you give up a lot to have such amazing benefits. And you have to be willing to go, does the benefit outweigh the sacrifice? And I just came to a point in my life where it didn't anymore. And I am excited. I am in a new career that I'm loving, but I still have all these crazy flight stories that I'm happy to share. And it looks like I'm going overtime, so I am just going to end it right here and come back for more flight stories. And I'd like to give you a glimpse into my past. Bye, guys.